All right. So in this video, I'm going to show you the three main actions on the Ocean platform that will consume credits. So the first one is if you load more rows. In every search that you will make, you will always be able to see the first 10 results. But beyond that, if you want to see more, you can see it's blurred out and you have this add button here. Now I can select this to, let's say, load 500, 5,000. But yeah, let's just go with 50 for now. I would use 0.2 credits per row. So if I add this, I will use a total of 10 credits to see an extra 50 results. And from here, after you loaded any row, you'll be able to export. Let's just click on these first three. Then hit the export button and export as CSV, let's say. You can see the total cost of it is 0. I can export it as for 2 HubSpot as well. It'll calculate it, and after the calculation is done, since I already loaded these, the total cost of it will be 0 as well. Or the same thing if you want to add it as lead. That's also 0. So that is the first thing. Any row that you load will not consume credits anymore. It's yours. You can export it. You can save it as leads. However, on the rows that you did not load yet, let's say, for example, the first 10 here, I could see them, but I didn't really load them. Now, if I want to click on any of these and add it as lead or export it, I will use 0.2 credits basically to load that row, as you can see in the credit calculation. So any item that you didn't load will use 0.2 credits. Every item that you did load, you already spent those credits, and then it's yours. And here's a tip. Let's say, for example, I loaded these 50 items, and I might come up with these items, or I might see them in a different search when I use different filters and different settings, let's say. How do I avoid paying extra credits for, let's say, for this Brian guy? I already loaded him, or let's just use Lily or Stefan or whatever. Yeah, how do I make sure I don't use credits for the same guys? So what you can do, let's say, for example, these three, I already used 0.2 credits. I saw them. Now, I don't necessarily want to export them. If you do want to export them, go ahead. It'll be saved in your account. But if you are not sure about exporting them, I would suggest adding them as lead here. And then let's say I set a status and set the status simply as disqualified. This will basically save them into my Ocean account with a disqualified status. So every time when I want to make a new search, I would just select the net new filter. This will automatically filter these out for me so I don't use extra credits to load items that I've seen, let's say, somewhere before. Because after you load any search, these will be available for you for 1 hour. If you want to load the same thing again, or let's say, for example, use different filters, let's say after an hour or tomorrow, and some of these pop up in there, you can make sure that you will avoid using extra credits for things that you've seen before. So that is about the loading. Then there is 2 more actions. First is accessing emails. So if you access an email or reveal an email, or let's just go in bulk, select the first 60, and then hit the enrich button to see emails and phone numbers. So every email that I select to reveal will use 1 credit if the email is verified. This means that we verify the email on our end. If we can make sure that the email is verified, then you will use 1 credits. Otherwise, we will offer you a guest email, and that is for free. The same concept goes for the phones. If the phone is available, you will use 10 credits. If it's not available, then it's also 0 credits. and you can see it in the total credit calculation. You can see, for example, I also have to load, let's say, 2 items in here, since 2 of these contacts that I've selected, I did not yet load. So yeah, that is how the credit calculation will be done. So 1 credit for emails, 10 for phones, and 0.2 credits to load any item.